For 7 long months, Voyager 2 drifted in silence, lost in the infinite blackness beyond our solar system, a ghost ship floating in the vast void. It was one of humanity's most incredible achievements, launched in 1977 with a mission so daring, it bordered on madness. For decades, it had sent back a steady stream of data from the edge of everything we knew. Breathtaking images of giant storms raging on Jupiter, mysterious rings around Saturn, and icy moons with fountains of water, shooting into space. Voyager 2 was a trailblazer, venturing where no human-made object had gone before. Then one day, everything stopped. Communication was lost, and NASA feared the worst, that this ancient emissary, powered by electronics more primitive than a wristwatch, had finally gone dark forever. But then, against all odds, the silence broke. A signal returned. Not just a faint ping or a weak whisper, but a full transmission. A message so strange and unexpected that scientists still struggle to explain it. Was it a glitch, a random hiccup in aging hardware? Or was Voyager 2 finally touching something we always suspected might be out there, lurking beyond the stars? Stay with us, because what Voyager 2 sent back may confirm one of the darkest fears of space exploration, that we were never truly alone. Voyager 2 was born from ambition. Launched on August 20th, 1977, it was part of a mission that seemed nearly impossible. Built with the technology of the 1970s, less memory than a modern digital watch and powered by a radio transmitter that emitted barely 23 watts, it was designed to journey to the gas giants Jupiter and Saturn, then continue outward, beyond, the realm of planets into the vast unknown. And it did all this and more. The probe revealed giant storms the size of Earth, rings around planets we hadn't even suspected existed, and moons alive with volcanic activity and magnetic mysteries. Each discovery reshaped our understanding of the solar system. Subscribe, or the universe might forget you existed, but Voyager 2's journey didn't end at the outer planets. It pressed on, crossing the heliopause, the boundary where the sun's influence fades, in 2018. Scientists once thought this boundary was a solid wall marking the edge of our cosmic neighborhood. Instead, Voyager 2 revealed it was more like a writhing membrane, full of turbulence, radiation, and invisible forces that bled into the dark abyss beyond. It was here that the rules of physics began to shift. For decades, Voyager 2's transmissions were a fragile lifeline, a miracle of endurance across billions of kilometers. Then in March 2020, the connection was lost. Initially, NASA said it was routine maintenance at the Goldstone antenna, but as the silence stretched, fear crept in. Maybe Voyager 2 had died, lost forever to the darkness. Then, in October of that same year, something miraculous happened. Engineers sent a command to the probe, and it answered perfectly. Not just a ping, but a full response. Voyager 2 had updated its navigation and adjusted its orientation with perfect precision, as if it had never gone silent at all. But the real shock came next. The data Voyager 2 began sending back was unlike anything anyone expected. Instruments thought to be long dead suddenly activated, sending streams of telemetry from subsystems dormant since the 1980s. It was as if the probe had been awakened by some unknown force. Engineers were baffled. The signals weren't just old data. They contained complex patterns, pulses, and repetitions encoded in frequencies Voyager 2 hadn't used in decades. The spacecraft seemed to be transmitting not just data, but itself. NASA's official explanation was a system loop triggered by cosmic radiation. But independent experts saw something else embedded in the transmissions. Fragments of Voyager's own code, twisted and mirrored back on itself in recursive loops, like a digital reflection. Some thought it was a desperate survival mechanism, a last attempt to preserve the probe's identity before shutting down. Others whispered darker theories, that Voyager 2 had encountered an external intelligence, something that accessed its systems and replied by echoing its own memory back in altered form. If true, the message was not just from Voyager, but from whatever it had met out there. NASA has remained publicly silent on such speculation, but leaked internal documents speak repeatedly of unknown interactions detected. The image of space as a silent void no longer fits. Voyager 2's transmissions suggest that the universe is alive, active, pushing back with radiation, magnetic fields, and particles that move like currents and walls, a dynamic, living space. We have only begun to comprehend. The impossible signal from Voyager 2 isn't an ending. It's a beginning, confirming fears that we are not alone, that the universe is watching, not with eyes or voices, but with subtle, invisible presence. Maybe it has been waiting. Voyager 2's voyage is far from over, but its voice may soon fade into silence forever. Before that happens, scientists are racing against time to extract every last fragment of information from its mysterious final transmissions. Buried deep within the data could lie the proof that the boundary we once believed separated us from the unknown was never real at all. NASA's analysts, tirelessly decoding the streams of telemetry, uncovered portions of the signal that raised serious alarms. Not only was the content baffling, but its timing was suspicious. The packet of data sent just before Voyager's brief silence contained anomalies that defied everything we understood about the behavior of interstellar plasma and magnetic fields. These patterns were too organized, too deliberate, and too strong to be random noise. Internal reports spoke of localized pressure differentials that did not fit the standard turbulence expected in the heliosheath, the turbulent region where the solar wind slows and interacts with interstellar matter. Put simply, something, or someone, appeared to be pressing against Voyager 2's environment in ways scientists had never before witnessed. Some researchers suggested the probe had passed through a gravitational wake from an unseen object, while others speculated it entered an artificially stabilized corridor or shell, an unknown structure in deep space. These findings were never released to the public. Instead, classified simulations began to run in secret aerospace labs and black-budget research branches. The data was clear. Voyager had encountered something that altered not only its surroundings, but possibly its very behavior. For decades, one of the unspoken fears of deep space exploration has been not what we might bring back to Earth, but what might be sent too far away. Space agencies have long prioritized sterilizing probes before launch, scrubbing them clean of any biological contamination to avoid infecting other worlds. But Voyager 2 raised a different concern entirely. If the probe passed through an unknown energy field or interstellar phenomenon with active properties, could it have been altered, not physically, but informationally? When its backup software inexplicably reactivated and began transmitting recursive logic loops, some engineers no longer saw this as a glitch or a cry for help. They saw intention. The idea that a machine might be influenced, not infected, but transformed by its interaction with the cosmos is no longer fringe speculation. It opens terrifying questions. If the universe can imprint itself on our technology, what else could be listening? What else could be changing right under our noses, inside mission control, or deep within the probe's systems? In response, NASA quietly initiated a new protocol, a secret monitoring program separate from general operations. Voyager 2's signal is now watched by a small select team who report through encrypted channels, instructed not to speak publicly. Why? Because the data has become unpredictable, fluctuating in strength not as a slow decay, but in sudden bursts, as if responding to invisible cosmic events that do not align with solar activity. Pulse intervals began repeating, echoing patterns from Voyager 1's transmissions years earlier, but in reverse. Some scientists theorize the probes may be relaying data through a medium we have yet to understand, bouncing signals across time-delayed corridors of space itself. Others warn this could represent a cosmic resonance, triggered not by mechanical failure, but by proximity to a force field, gravitational anomaly, or unknown intelligence. Leaked internal memos bluntly command, maintain position, do not respond, unless instructed. It's as if something out there might answer, but only if we listen carefully enough. As Voyager 2 drifts deeper into the abyss of interstellar space, its data ceases to be mere information. It becomes a mirror, not of the cosmos, but of ourselves. For the first time, a human-made machine has entered a domain we cannot visit, cannot see, and now may not understand. The real fear is not that Voyager has found aliens, but that it has found something far older and stranger, a structure woven not from matter or metal, but from space itself. Something ancient, reactive, alive in a way we never imagined. If this is true, Voyager 2 has not just explored the cosmos, it has become part of it. It is no longer a simple probe. It is a relay, a key, a trigger for something older than the stars themselves. The final message it sent was not an end. It was a threshold, a doorway into mysteries we are not yet ready to face. We built Voyager 2 to leave Earth and never return, but it may have found something that never wanted to be found. Something that speaks without words, waits without moving, and watches without eyes. Stay curious, click this video for more.